looks nice.
Oh, thank you.
What's your shirt say?
I don't want people today. I can't people today.
What's up, guys? It's Kim.
And it's Mish.
Welcome back to the channel. Part 2 of TBI and how it affects our family. Yes. Family.
This is such a long discussion, so
Yeah.
we've broken this up into parts.
So let's talk about, I guess, our daily lives and how it affects our daily lives.
Our family, our immediate
Yeah,
family.
our immediate
Oh,
family.
that's a
Just
good
me,
one.
you, and the little one. From the previous vlogs, you know that I take a daily nap. So our weekends, especially our weekends, are based around my nap. And it's occasionally I'll skip a nap, which sometimes not very smart. But most of the time I try to put in a good half hour in there.
Our world revolves around him, essentially.
Yeah, and it's and it revolves around how I'm feeling. You know, the weekends are usually there just for me to reload, to recharge. But dang man, I want to go out and do some stuff with my family. You know, it's a balancing act. My family, they're really good at accommodating me. I can tell you that. But
Try to be patient. We live off of structure. We can't survive without structure. So we always have to sort of do a lot of planning. We plan a lot. We have a little bit of spontaneity, but it's like controlled spontaneity, you know. For example, a good example would be, you know, right now Avengers Infinity Wars is out, and we had not watched Black Panther yet. We try to watch things in order so that
we watched it the same weekend Infinity Wars came out.
Yeah, but it was like a last minute thing. We don't usually do last minute things, but we knew that we knew
it was important to watch before Infinity
we had that
Wars.
priority of saying, you know what, we need to watch Black Panther. That was sort of spontaneous, you know, for us. It was like Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Again, you know, movies can get overwhelming for somebody who has traumatic brain injury. Like, this is what I imagine Kim thinking, and tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, it's Thursday. What do I have to do today and tomorrow so that Saturday I can watch a movie?
Mm-hmm. I'm always gauging
Will
my
I have
energy.
enough rest? Yeah. And do I have anything major going on at work that'll like make me feel like doo-doo on Saturday? And then what time is the movie on Saturday? It can't be too early and it can't be too late. We ended up watching the movie on Sunday because the movie on Saturday was like at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Planning a trip to the movies is like...
Bust out the dry erase board. How are we going to do this?
I know. Create a project plan. This is what we have to do. And it's not a big deal
and
for
that's
us.
what little girl, that's what she knows.
How about how it affects our daughter? She was very young when he had his accident. Young enough to not completely understand, old enough to know that something's different when it came to her daddy. When Kim came home from the hospital, we wanted to try and see what it would be like if our daughter stayed for a few hours. We hadn't had her with us for longer than 10 minutes for almost 2 to 3 months, I'd say. And so finally we were like, well, let's see what it would be like to have her for a few hours and see how Kim would do and see how she would do. So she came, you know, my parents dropped her off for a few hours. You know, we had to play like quiet games, and I had to remind our daughter, like, you know, not to be too loud because daddy's hearing is really sensitive and daddy can't deal with a whole lot of light. It was an interesting few hours, but then when it came time for her to leave, you know, my parents came to come pick her up. The one thing she said that broke my heart was, "Thank you for letting me visit my house." That was a real moment. It was like, oh my God, that's our life right now. It sort of embodied everything that was going on right then and there. But it was important. I didn't want her to miss out on all of her friends and all the things going on because of what was going on here. We've evolved over time to make sure that she's not missing out on all the fun stuff. I should say this, you know, within our family, we have to work really hard to make sure that we are not sheltering her too much. A swim team, and now she's doing this running club thing, and she's part of chorus, and she tries to do all of these extracurricular activities, and then in the summer she's going to be probably doing 5 billion different things, but we want her to do it. What that means though is that there's extra pressure on me to make sure that she gets to do all these things so that his day can stay structured. We're human, you know, Our lives aren't necessarily all rainbows and
French fries.
French fries. You know, just keeping it real here. How about on a sibling level?
Well, sibling level on my side, my brother and my sister, they've been great. You know, they don't live in town, but they'll call, especially after the accident. They call pretty often to see how I was doing. They're always willing to do whatever.
Yeah, my brother, he's awesome. He's really close with my daughter. With our daughter. My daughter.
Your daughter?
I
didn't know.
She's my mini-me. My brother is really close with our daughter, and that is wonderful for us because there are times where he'll just sort of entertain her. Parents dynamic.
I think my parents, you know, they saw me in the hospital. When we got home, I think they thought everything was a lot better. And they were expecting me to be a lot better, maybe faster. They expected me to be back to normal, Kim. And we had to remind them that that's never going to happen.
Whomever you are, no matter the kind of brain injury that you have, the amount of time it takes to recover is different for every person, you know? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with Kim's parents, they've been so loving and so helpful. I think it's hopefulness. Like, honestly, I think your family...
Of course, they're coming from a great place.
Yeah, I think they were just so thankful and so happy that you were able to come home. And that positivity was just like, okay, he's getting better, he's getting better.
Yeah.
It's just really hard for people to understand that a traumatic brain injury, in Kim's case, who he was prior to his TBI and who he is today are two different things. From my experience, his personality is as close as it can be to what he was before, but it's not 100%. He's still dealing with a lot of symptoms health-wise. He beats himself up a lot. It's hard making people realize that.
I think there's a level of denial.
There's probably
maybe there's a little bit of denial from everybody, you know?
And in combination with it being an invisible injury, I mean...
Yeah, you look fine.
You look fine. You must be fine. It's
Yeah.
like, it doesn't quite work that way as much as we wish it would.
Your family, your parents were very supportive.
I mean, even with my parents too. Not that it had to be reminders or anything like that. It would be, well, why isn't Kim here? Oh, well, he had to stay home and take a nap. And then that was it. It wasn't like there was more discussion after that. It was just, you know, I think for the most part, both of our families understand. I think they understand that you do have deficits.
Well, let's talk about the most important member here. You.
I don't want to talk about me.
Let's talk about you. How has it affected you? Of course, it changed everything.
I often find myself putting myself last, and it's a really bad habit of mine. Anyway, I don't like talking about it. Your foot's on my knee. I don't like that.
Sorry. How has it affected you? You still have me, but in a different me.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm getting emotional. I don't want to talk about it. It just changed everything. So that's the real. I don't want to talk about it. This is not what's supposed to happen.
This is about how it affected our family.
I know.
It's rare that people ask you that how you're doing.
No, there are a few special people that are close to me today that have done that. That the first thing they ask is,
not how you doing, but how are
you
doing?
Like, how are things with you? And I do the same thing. I freeze up and I don't know what to do, and I'm like, I'm about to cry. I'm good. Let's just, everything is great.
Rainbows and French fries.
Okay, well, that was unexpected. I was trying really hard to not talk about this. This is actually a big reason why we do this. It's a way to release and outlet.
And share. We're humans.
I'm gonna summarize, and then we will not dig any deeper. It is a deep
I'm here
hole.
because of you. I'm here because of you, and I'm saying I love you and I thank you.
You're welcome. Life is hard. Let's just say that, but it doesn't stop us from moving forward.
It's gratitude. Life-changing events. You start to be very grateful of the friends and family that you have around you.
Yeah. Anyway, good gracious.
And especially the wife, the spouse.
I'm sweating. I'm so uncomfortable. See my shirt? This is for real. I can't people today. This is too much. Okay, we talked about me for the very brief second because I won't talk about me anymore. What about you?
I've always felt since my accident, I felt like my life's been on pause until I can figure everything out. And it's still on pause as I try to figure out how to live with some of the symptoms and how to recover and find the causes for some of the new ones. I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic for that one day where I can unpause my life.
Why are we getting so real up in her? What? We just like went really real.
Sorry. Keep going.
I mean, this just kind of gives you an idea of how crazy life can be with somebody that has traumatic brain injury. It's like swimming in a pool of it and you're trying to just stay afloat. This is why the support system is so important. I try really hard to keep his hopes up. I'm there for him. I want to make sure that he has the support system, not just me, you know. He needs his family around him. He needs a good set of doctors around him. It's what our life is, and
The struggle is real, though.
the struggle is so real. But you know, we're all human. I think everybody in this world deals with something just as crazy, if not crazier. You know, it's not like we're the only ones dealing with crap. You know, everybody deals with some sort of doo-doo somewhere.
Remind yourself every day you have a lot to live for.
We try to be positive. We got this, you know? Or, you know, we lived through one day, let's make it 2, let's make it 3, you know? Or our daughter is a big one. She's like this little positive ray of sunshine in our lives. Like, she cracks me up. You know, there are things in life that's so worth living for. You know, we just remind ourselves of how lucky we are.
Question of the day. There is none.
So that was an emotional what?
I don't know.
So that was an emotional roller coaster, if I say so myself. I didn't expect the tears. Alright, y'all, so if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you like the video and then some, hit that subscribe button. I don't know if there's anything else for me to say other than hope to see you in the next video.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.